We're here at our main apiary today on this beautiful day. On the schedule for today is checking into the splits that we made last week and checking if they need new supers. Looks like fewer bees too. See the rubber band still up around on this one. Looking for eggs. That's not quite emerged yet on this side. Oh, I'm sitting here looking for eggs, and there's the queen right in the middle of the frame.
Oh, we see her. Got it.
She's same color but a little longer.
So you're not going to take the rubber band off?
Oh yeah, I think we're gonna. Look what they did to the comb around it.
Just chewed it down to nothing.
Chewed it down to nothing.
Put it with the edge on the board. Sorry if they were sitting on that, bees. And they'll patch that right up. This guy right here. This one here has a nuke in it that I split off earlier this year. That big hive there was trying to swarm on me. So I pulled the queen and a couple frames of brood and stuck them over in here. And let them raise a new queen off of their queen cells. Which flew out and apparently got eaten while it was meeting. Because they went queenless then.
So this one has one old nuke from last.
This one is up in the second box already. No, not overwintered.
You just split that this spring.
I split this spring.
And this one we just split last week.
So we had to give this one a second box because it's sitting next to this one. But they didn't need it.
Watch it be full.
No, the other ones were barely starting to draw theirs. Ooh, we got a packed box of bees. Might have to equalize these a little bit.
Would you just say equalize it?
Like we would shift a couple frames of brood over into this one, that way these were about at the same level. And if this stands, if we let this current strength of this one, just look at the tops of this, because this thing is packed full of bees. This queen is doing the Lord's work over here.
But she's an old one. Yeah, it's laid full.
This queen came through the winter. She should be marked though.
Do we need to do anything in the hive? Where are we going in it?
I want to know if I have to steal 2 frames of brood from this one and give it to that one. Which is looking like that's the case.
This is solid brood.
Yeah.
She's using every bit of that space we're giving her.
Dude, you think that's okay? Yeah.
This is probably the fullest frame of brood I've ever seen.
Yeah, you haven't seen the one next to it yet. So, yeah.
I can't imagine the bottom box is any different.
This queen is...
Can we have 5 of her?
Queen cup.
Cup getting drawn.
Look, just, that's textbook frame, because up here along the top you see they're storing honey and on the edges. And then just a solid, perfect brood pattern in the middle. I couldn't be happier with that queen right now. That is beautiful.
It's amazing.
So,
probably gonna take that one into here.
Probably gonna take 2 of these and put it in there.
Do you want to do anything with the queen cup or nothing?
Be on check to see make sure. Well, it's not a big deal to me. It's really not.
We're gonna chop them down anyway.
So this one I'm putting back in. Yeah, crack that open and then pull 2 frames of brood off of it. I mean, two empty frames out. I'm gonna give this, I'm sure this one has a marked queen, but I'm gonna go over it again. Oh, this is a foundation frame.
Here's your queen.
Yeah, right. Ooh.
Well, good we checked.
Yeah, good we double checked that.
You don't want the queen in the other one?
Nope, because she would, as amazing as she is, she would promptly kill the other queen that's in there. So now, because I know the queen is on that frame, I can just shift all these bees over with impunity. And they'll settle in and do their bee thing. And when these frames hatch out, this box, this nuke, should come up to within a reasonable distance of this one's level, because we're knocking this one back to make that one bigger. I mean, shoot, the way this queen's laying,
Because of the queen?
Yeah, because it's an established hive, and the queen is just amazing, apparently. She was a super seeger queen from last year.
She replaced the queen. She replaced the queen that was in another colony. Well, that big colony last year. So
The tall one?
Where do you have the lid setting? Just set the lid. Set that cross, that catty corner. Don't usually put them on top of boxes, but we will for this. No, this way. That way, as little is coming into contact, and you're less likely to smash bees. Starting with these empty frames because less likely to crush bees as we pull them out, and plus they're all on the outside. You want to start either on the outside frame, or if it's a big hive, on the second frame in when you're pulling.
Are you looking for the queen?
I'm looking for eggs right now.
Because I think the queen's on this side. Is that not her?
there. That one?
She got her.
Where? I don't see her yet.
What? Right?
Oh, there she
Right
is.
there,
You're
yeah.
right.
I was so good at this.
You are good at this.
Put it.
Well, okay, we can. This one here.
Look what they cut off completely.
I'll pop it off. They just, yeah, they carved a trench out where the thing,
They'll fix it.
oh yeah, they'll fix it. The bees, that's what they do.
Careful, the queen's on that frame. Yeah, so they could be close once we get this other box of bees into them. Population-wise, they'll be pretty good.
Oh yeah, they'll be happy. I mean, I want to try to keep equalizing these bees between the two nukes that we're going to overwinter. That way they stay about at the same level. And then if it gets to the point where they're getting really packed out, we'll just slap a honey. We'll put a queening splitter on, make sure it's sealed across in between two boxes, and we can honey super it.
Now we pulled a lot of frames out of this one last week.
I'm not expecting to see too much extra done up here because we pulled a lot of empties from this. We pulled a lot of frames of brood out of here, so they're working those, not the honey frames. But I'm just going to go ahead and pull this center frame out. I think this one was a foundation, had drawn comb in it from last year, and I dropped it in here as a divider to keep the bees from cross combing. Now if that frame would decide to stay behind as I pull this out, that would be great. Honey,
Filling it up, nothing capped yet.
it's got a little bit of weight to it, and they're starting to draw the frame next to it. Good. Not much, but that means they've got it in their head.
Is there a queen in this?
No, she's not up. I doubt she'd be up in here because this is honey stores.
Okay.
Now, I'm not running a queen excluder on this hive. So if the queen eventually decides that she wants to come up in here and lay, not much I'm going to be able to do about it. Ah, shoot, you want to move that inner cover? I was stupid and set it on top.
I wondered why you were putting it there.
I wasn't thinking, that's why. Rubber bands in place.
So this one had a queen last week, but it was a queen that we bought this spring from down south, and we don't like those queens other than to start colonies. So we bought queens from up here killed the other queen last week and put a local queen in it.
Because you don't know if a queen from down south can handle a winter from up here. So winter down in Georgia is radically different from a winter up here. Yeah, they're not doing much with these frames yet.
They're pretty quiet. I think there's a queen.
I'm drawing this one out. It's honey. They're packing honey in it, which is interesting.
What are they supposed to be doing?
That should be brood.
It's in the
eventually.
brood nest. But
They could just move it.
if the queen's just ramping up, they killed her. It's queen cells, emergency queen cells up here.
Your fingers all the way. Come on. So they killed her?
So they killed her, and they're raising queens out of their own genetic stock, which is unfortunate. I would have liked to have. So now that means this hive is going to have a bump, or like a spot where the colony is going to stop growing. So there's going to be a 28-day period when nothing is going to be getting laid, starting last week. So that means that this colony isn't going to have any more. Once what's in here hatches out, there's not going to be any more bees for a couple weeks. But by that time, I think the nectar flow should be over, and then they should shift any honey that they have stored in the brood nests up into the supers once the queen starts laying.
This is our strongest hive right now. So if you look at the entrance on a day like today, there's just so much activity. Lots of bees in and out. That's what we want to see. Show you one of these. It's got one beautiful frame I want to pull out. Look at this frame. That's a 5-pound frame.
How heavy do you think that is?
At least 35, maybe 40 pounds. It's a pretty standard guess, I'd say. We're going to be messing with the brood nest. I want to make sure they're good and docile.
A couple frames off that.
Nope.
Huh?
Nope.
What are you going to do? Another box down.
The easy way.
Flip it up.
Yep. Make sure that corner's out.
Nope. Which is what I expected to see.
They have all this to draw out too.
Oh, that's because we pulled.
Yeah, we
frames
pulled 4 frames out, so they have all the space. What you can do is you can do this and just look across the bottom of the frames. And if the hive is planning on swarming, you can see swarm cells sticking out like a sore thumb. If you want to smoke those frames quick. The area is absolutely booming. There's all the nukes that we split off are doing well, except the queens, getting packed full of bees. This hive apparently successfully requeened itself sometime in the last 2 weeks without us realizing it, so it's rocking and rolling. That hive there, we didn't go down into it too much, but last week it was rocking and rolling. And so this hive killed the queen that we gave it. But they'll raise their own queen, no harm, no foul, and we'll be able to compare our genetics, the local genetics, because it's going to be a hybrid between
Alabama.
local genetics and Georgia genetics, which interestingly enough is what that queen is. And she made it through the winter in a small colony and is kicking butt.
So yeah, that should do it. Hey, we're going. Hi, welcome back. We're back at our other apiary now. This is a lot smaller one that we just started this year. Pretty much the same drill as the other apiary, just going in, checking, making sure they aren't trying to swarm, making sure they don't need more space. So should be in and out of here pretty quick.
Perfect. 10 out of 10, completely tried. Now this was a fairly small swarm. It was hanging in the swarm box for an unknown number of days before we pulled it, moved it in here. We didn't see the queen, didn't see any signs of laying in the frames that were in the swarm trap, so this is kind of a first time in for these guys. No idea where they came from. We're pretty sure they didn't come out of our apiary. Yeah, they're already propolising these frames together. So I left it because we left a little bit of a gap in there. So that's new. We're only covering what, 3 frames?
Maybe 4. 4.
Make sure we get some smoke on these before it goes out. I only put a little bit of sawdust in the bottom of that. So this is the frame that was in. I had a frame of bait in there, and we got young larvae. On this side anyway.
I have nothing on this side. No eggs, no larvae.
You can see the little C
yeah.
shapes in the bottoms.
Yeah.
They're storing nectar and pollen in there too. I don't see any sign of the queen on this frame though. She might be on the one right next to it. This is something they built in the last roughly week and a half. Swarms are comb building machines.
I got all sorts of eggs.
Any sign of the queen? If we see her, we'll mark her.
There's queen. There's eggs in all these cells. Nice. I don't see a queen yet.
She might be a dark one, judging by the size, colors of these bees, predominant coloring.
I'm trying to look if they have them. I'm pretty sure she's not on there.
We've got 2 more combs to look through. Again, they had one, the first frame of comb that I pulled out was the only one they had. All of this is new. Queen.
Oh, I see it.
I'm gonna hold it, you can catch her. So we're gonna mark her.
Just that she's easy to find in the future. Guess I could have picked her off the comb and dropped her in here. Since I've recently learned I can do that.
Got her. I'll put this back there.
Yep.
Why'd you take her out?
So this is green year. Will you raise good bees?
We took her out so we can put a mark on her. So that next time if we're needing to go through this box, it's easier to see her. So she's in this little contraption. And now with this ink. Put a little dot on her back.
It's totally not just a random, regular glass marking pen. Totally not. Totally
It's a specialized beekeeping pen. It was at least $600.
Gotta give a minute for the paint to
What
start
good
drying.
lies you say.
Oh, she just smeared paint all over her wings. Way to go, Queen. Yeah, well. I guess
She'll be alright.
I mean, she's never gonna fly again. Hopefully that means they don't try to supersede her. But some people actually clip their queen's wings. That way they can't. That way they can never swarm. But if the bees get to her quick enough, they might clean that off. Yeah, I think I put too much paint on her. Live and learn.
It's probably because of our specialized beekeeping pen.
Super specialized beekeeping pen.
Yeah.
We had it at the wrong setting.
The wrong setting. We had it set for the Africanized queen.
You gotta make sure you get a lot of paint on them. They clean themselves off really quick.